What's up, fellow Lumineers? Welcome to the channel, and we've got a lot to cover, from this week's Lorecast to Pixelborn shutting down forever, it looks like. We've got some cards, some events, and some cool stuff to take a look at. So right out of the gate, I'm just gonna hit everyone with the bad news. Pixelborn is going away forever. A couple weeks ago, Pavel announced that the online client that he had would be shut down. Disney reached out, said, hey, cut it out. And Pavel stuck to his word, saying that if he was ever asked to, he would, and he wouldn't fight it. So he went ahead and announced that he was going to be shutting it down June 16th. And as of the time this video is released, it's only a couple more days. So if you're trying to get some games in, hop on now. Shortly after, he announced Pixelborn Connect, though. It was going to be an online client where people can matchmake, basically have the ranking system. You can still have the competitive side of online gameplay. But unfortunately, today, Pavel posted that Pixelborn Connect will not make it. I guess Disney reached out to him again and said, hey, that's not happening. Which is unfortunate, because Pixelborn was great for players. Going to league nights or local card shops wasn't really too much of an option due to just a busy schedule, or people that just were in rural areas where there were no leagues and they just needed a way to play. Fortunately, if you are still trying to get games in and you're still falling into that situation where you can't make it to a shop, or you'd rather just play from the comfort of your own home, check out the Real Play Network Discord, which was started by B Squared and Jonty from the Inkwell, which is super cool. I'm glad that they started this Discord. I mean, Pixelborn Connect was the route for definitely competitive players, since it was gonna have a ranking system, and this definitely seems like it's more a casual environment, which is fantastic. It lets people get on there, try out decks, and not really feel like they're being pressured into playing super competitive and just hang out. So unfortunately, we are going to be saying goodbye to Pixelborn, and I just want to say thank you, Pavel, for giving everyone that opportunity to play online and really expand the game. I feel like Pixelborn was a huge impact on the Lorcana community, giving who knows how many people the opportunity to play without actually having to go in store. Next thing I wanted to talk about is the DLC, or the Disney Lorcana Challenge, that's being held in, I'm going to butcher this, Bochum? I believe that's what it is. From the DLCs that have happened, it's been a 2-day event where it's usually just Saturday, Sunday, and Saturday they pack in all the players. It's the 9 rounds of the new Swiss format of 2 games, and they just make their cuts from there, and Sunday, so on and so forth, all the way to top 8, and with Friday just being the registration. But it looks like for Bochum, they announced that it's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so a whole 3-day weekend event. And honestly, I like the way that this is set up. You can buy tickets for either Friday or Saturday. They're still limiting to how many people can enter, and then what's nice is that you can only enter one or the other. I'm not sure how they're going to monitor that or how they're going to figure out who's trying to double up, but I do appreciate the fact that it's 3 days. So now you can either play Friday or play Saturday and come in on that off day to do the side events to try and get those play mats, the shirt, or even the non-foil promo cards from the events. I feel like it also gives you that chance where if you're traveling, gives you time to rest or go enjoy the city that you're in. I mean, this is a really neat idea. I kind of hope it moves forward with the rest of the DLCs coming up, or maybe for the next round of DLCs they have after the ones they've already announced. I mean, that's just my opinion from someone who's never competed in any sort of card tournament, but hey, we'll see how this goes. Last year, Ravensburger was at GenCon announcing Disney Lorcana, and guess what? They're back again. A couple days ago, they posted on their Twitter that they'd be at GenCon and putting up events. Now, it doesn't look like there's going to be any sort of official tournament there. It's just going to be a bunch of side events, such as the starter decks or drafts and everything. So if you are going, go ahead and try and get a ticket. If you're interested in trying it out, now's the best time. You'll be at the convention checking out all the cool products. This week, Ravensburger did host their Lorecast, and right out the gate, Ryan Miller greeted us all with the new set 5, Shimmering Skies. We did get a bunch of cool cards to take a look at. We'll go ahead and review those in a little bit, but let's go ahead and take a look at this packaging here. Shimmering Skies is set to hit local shops August 9th and everywhere else August 23rd. And this couldn't be better timing. August 9th is going to be the first day of D23 in Anaheim. So now I know for sure that I'm going to be heading to the Lorcana booth, get my hands on some new product, and hopefully some D23 exclusives. Now looking at what's been shown, looks like we've obviously got what normally comes out, booster boxes, you got your starter decks, troves. One thing that caught my eye is this Disney Lorcana Gateway. I must have completely missed this leak a couple months ago, and I'm just seeing it now, but it looks like this is Ravensburger's way of introducing new players to Lorcana. From a quick Google search, and it doesn't look like this is anything like the Lumineer's Quest where you're fighting against the game itself. It looks like it's just an introduction to how to play Lorcana, and I think this is a fantastic way to introduce new players. Before I got my hands on a Lumineer's Quest, I was thinking this is going to be a great way to get new players started. And then I started playing a Lumineer's Quest, and I'm realizing how brutal that game is. I've been playing it on normal and easy, and you know what? I'm struggling to get by. I don't know if it's just me or if the game is just intentionally that difficult, but I feel like this would be a much better option for new players that are interested in Lorcana and don't really want to break the bank and spending all that money. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these new cards that were announced on the Lorecast. One of the things I'm most excited about is we now have Wreck-It Ralph characters into the game. And forgive me if I butcher all these names. Let's go ahead and take a look at what was announced on the Lorecast. First up, we have Taffeta Mutton Fudge. It's a 2-cost inkable, 2 strength, 2 willpower, and quest for 2 lore. Just a plain old vanilla card. There are a couple copies of hers. Next one we'll look at, it's going to be a 4-cost inkable, 3/3 that quests for 1. It does have shift 2, so you can pay 2 ink to play her on top of another card, and has the ability New Roster, which states once per turn when this character moves to a location, you gain 2 lore. And the last one we'll take a look at here for her, it's going to be a 1-cost inkable, 1/2 that quests for 1, has the ability Showstopper. When you play this character, if you have a location in play, each opponent loses 1 lore. And next up, we'll take a look at Rancis Fluggerbutter. She's a 4-cost inkable, 4/4 that quests for 1, and she's just a plain old vanilla card. Now we'll take a look at Snowana Rainbow. She's a 3-cost non-inkable, 2/4 that quests for 1 and has Rush. And now we have Turbo, a 2-cost non-inkable, 2/3 that quests for 1. He has Rush and the ability Game Jump. This character also counts as being named King Candy for ship. Now, I don't know if I missed the card or if it just wasn't shown yet, but I'm glad to know that we are getting a King Candy card, and I like the idea that this doesn't have shift, but it can count for it, staying in theme with the movie. And now we move on to one of everyone's favorite, Vanellope von Schweetz. Vanellope is a 4-cost non-inkable, 3/3 that quests for 2, has Rush, and has the ability Pixlexia, which states when you play this character, she gains evasive until the start of your next turn. Now we have Wreck-It Ralph, a 3-cost inkable, 1/4 that quests for 1, and has the ability Refreshing Break. Whenever you ready this character, gain 1 lore for each 1 damage on him. And lastly, from the Wreck-It Ralph universe, we have Bad Anon. This is going to be a location card that's costs 3 ink, is inkable. You have to pay 2 to move characters to it, has a willpower of 7. It'll passively gain you 1 lore, and has the ability There's No One I'd Rather Be Than Me, which states villain characters gain the ability tap and spend 3 ink and play a character with the same name as this character for free while here. Now we'll go ahead and get on to Elsa, the 5th spirit. She's going to be a 5-cost inkable card that's 2/5, quest for 1 lore, has Rush, evasive, and the ability Crystallize. When you play this character, exert choosing opposing character. And also from Frozen, we're going to get Rooney, the Fire Salamander. Is a 4-cost inkable card, 2/2 that quests for 2, has evasive and the ability Parting Gift. When this character is banished, you may draw a card. And lastly, from that universe, we have Kristoff, a 9-cost uninkable card that's a 3/7 and quest for 3 lore. Does have Bodyguard and the ability Song of the Herd, which states for each song card in your discard, you pay 1 less ink to play this character. Now here we have Merlin, who's a 6-cost non-inkable, 3/7 that quests for 2 lore. You could shift him for 5 and has the ability Overdeveloped Brain, which states when you play this character, if you shift to play him, you may search your deck for any card, put that card into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. And here we are with 90 Years of Donald Duck. Donald is a 5-cost inkable, 3/6 that quests for 1, has shift 4 and 2 abilities. First is going to be Humble Pie. When you play this character, if you use shift to play him, each opponent loses 2 lore, and Raging Duck. While an opponent has 10 or more lore, this character gets +6 strength. I really like this artwork. You have Chef Donald just slinging pies, and conveniently just has a hidden Mickey right there on that pan. And now we'll move on to Kronk, Head of Security. Kronk is a 7-cost non-inkable card, 6/6 that quests for 1 and has shift 5. He has the ability Are You on the List? During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may play a character with cost 5 or less for free. I do like this artwork and just the subtle hint of Kronk pulling the wrong lever. Now we'll take a look at Scar Vengeful Lion. Scar is a 4-cost inkable, 4/2 that quests for 1, has Ward, and the ability Life's Not Fair, Is It? Whenever one of your character challenges a damaged character, you may draw a card. And now we'll take a look at Prince John. Prince John's going to be a 4-cost inkable, 3/4 that quests for 1, has the ability Beautiful Lovely Taxes, which shows to exert them, and you can play an item from your hand or discard with cost 5 or less for free, exerted. And I was a big fan of how they announced this card. They showed the original art that comes in the set, but also, since Ravensburger has Villainous, for their new Villainous set coming out, there is a Prince John promo in it. Now, I mean, I'm a big fan of playing Villainous, so I'll probably get the set. But for people that are just trying to get the card, I'm not sure if that price point is worth it for a single card. Now we've got a song that I've honestly been waiting for. I'm kind of surprised it didn't make it in sooner. It's You're Welcome. You're Welcome is a 4-cost inkable song, which states shuffle chosen character, item, or location into their player's deck, and then that player draws 2 cards. And our last 2 cards, first up is going to be the Half Hexwell Crown, which is a 6-cost non-inkable item, has the ability An Unexpected Find, tap and pay 2 ink to draw a card, and has the ability A Perilous Power, tap and pay 2 ink, discard a card, and exert a chosen character. Looking at this looks like the crown that Ursula was wearing when everybody except me beat her. Last card we're going to take a look at here is the Great Illuminary. This is a location card that is going to cost 3 ink and is inkable. It'll cost 2 ink to move characters here and has 9 willpower. It does have the ability Warm Welcome. Characters will support get +1 lore and +2 willpower while here. Well, that's all the product that's been announced so far for the new set. This does kick off reveal season for everybody, so we're all going to start seeing cards just being dumped onto the internet, constant video uploads of card reviews. Also, if you're trying to still find ways to play games without having to go to the shop, I highly recommend checking out the Real Play Network Discord. I'll put a link down below for it. Go ahead, hop in, try and get some games. I feel like it's a great way to test out decks. Thank you all for stopping by. Hope you guys are all enjoying set 4 Ursula's Return. I hope you guys are getting those solid pulls, and I'll catch you in the next one.